going to give you some advice that you didn't ask for, but you're going to get it anyway, because this is what is coming through for the collective energy at the moment. And I'm living proof that it works. Okay. I'm going to tell you something that most spiritual entrepreneurs don't realize. If you're a spiritual entrepreneur and you're wanting to like grow a mission, right? You've got this big vision in your heads. God's given you all these directions and things for you to do. And it's creating a mission, right? You're meant to go worldwide or whatever the case may be. And as a result, you are maybe a psychic like me. Maybe you are a healer, an energy frequency master, Reiki, coaching, whatever it is that you do, but you do it in a spiritual way. So you lead with your heart, you lead with your soul, you lead with your higher self. Yeah? And then somewhere along the line, this is what happened to me. This is how I know it happened to you too. Somewhere along the line, somebody told you that you have to focus on branding, copy, messaging, strategy, all the things, right? You can't have a successful business until you market yourself properly. You can't have a successful business until you get your messaging on point. You can't have a successful business until your branding is like, right? And I absorbed all that. Okay, I have a very open headspace. If you look at human design, if you're into that kind of stuff, maybe you're a human design expert, right? And I'm very open in my head. I'm very easily influenced by my external surroundings, okay? If that is you also, go look up your human design. If you have open head space, crown and ajna or whatever you call it, chances are you are influenced by your surroundings as well. And so I would flick through Facebook, especially when I was in scarcity mode, and people would go, the reason why you're not making the money that you could be is because you're not branded properly, or because you're not positioned as the expert, or because, and I just went, oh my God, yeah, that's what I need. Clearly, I need help with positioning, or I need help with branding. So I spent a bajaznas amount of money trying to get this right? I paid so many people so much money, and I didn't pay them to do it. That's the thing. I paid them to teach me how to do it so that I could do it myself. Because my thought was, if I can learn how to do it myself properly, then when I go to pay other people, I know what to look for. Does that make sense? I can say, oh, that's not right, I need that over there, or whatever, right? If you can do it properly yourself, then you know what to look for when you pay other people. That was my intake. If you're not like that, no judgment, whatever, like you find what works for you. But for me, it was, I want to make sure I know how to do this. So I paid people to teach me, and I like learning, right? I never used to, but now I love learning. So I was going through all these things and trying to position myself, try to copy and try to do this and try to do that. And everything that I did for these courses and things came back wrong. That's not the right color. That needs to be higher. That needs to be brought out more. That's blending in with that. That copy is not worded properly. You're not, like, you're speaking to people in scarcity mode, and like, oh my Lord, I'm just getting a headache just thinking about it. You're probably getting a headache just listening to me talk about this stuff. So last month, I didn't have a great month financially. Okay, I didn't make any new sales last month. It was all reoccurring revenue that I made last month, and it wasn't a lot. Okay, and then I realized, I was speaking with God, divine source, and I was like, what is going on? And the message that came back was, I'm wasting time, energy, and money trying to get everything right. I was like, oh, yeah, wasting time, energy, and money. I was leaking energy because I thought that my branding wasn't on point. And I'm like, if my branding's not on point, then how am I going to make any money? And that's something that I was saying to myself. If my branding's not on point, then how am I going to make any money? So guess what? I didn't make any money because I didn't think my branding was on point. Does that make sense? So late last week, today's the 8th of the 8th, right? Late last week, I went, oh my God, I'm wasting so much time, energy, and effort and money and all these kind of things trying to get my branding on point. When really I just need to get my frequency on point. I need to get me on point. Yeah, I need to become like someone who has fantastic branding, even though, yeah, branding can always be improved. I mean, even the top branding of the top branding can be improved, right? Everything can always be changed and manipulated and mastered and all the things. And I thought, stuff it. I'm not going to worry about my position. I'm not going to worry about my messaging or my branding or my all of the stuff, right? I'm not going to focus on that anymore. What I'm going to focus on is being the best service provider I can possibly be. What I'm going to focus on is listening to the divine energy that runs through all things, that runs through me on how I need to grow my business. I'm going to focus on all the things that I can possibly do for me myself to get into the energy, get into the frequency where ideal clients are reaching out to me and they want to work with me. Because I don't particularly like reaching out to people. Done it before. You know, I've had coaches that said, if you don't message 60 random people in your friends list every single day, then do you even want success? If you're not reaching out to 60 people every single day, then clearly you don't want success. And I'm like, why do I have to reach out to people? I don't like doing that. I'm a bit of an introvert. I don't like reaching out to people, you know? So I worked out a way that people reach out to me. Yeah? I worked out a way that people reach out to me. Figured it out. I don't even know what it is. I would love to tell you what it is, but really all I know is that I'm more focused now on being my most abundant self. And because of that, abundance is like just falling into my lap. I mean, I've made more in the past 8 days than I did all of last month because I went stuff it to the branding and the messaging and all the princy little things, all the masking stuff. To me, if you are not an authentic brand, then you are masking. That's it, right? I just went raw, you know? And actually, as a result of that, my branding is like up-leveled so much. I'm getting my coach saying to me, oh my God, this branding is on point. I'm like, okay, awesome. I didn't even put any real effort into it. You know, I didn't. I honestly didn't. And I'm getting more people reaching out to me now than what I ever have before because I've been authentic and true to myself and I've listened to my intuition and I put service above, like focusing on serving above focusing on marketing, focusing on my intuition more than focusing on my branding and my positioning and my marketing. I am a leader. Okay, I don't need to position myself as one. You are a leader. You are wanting to run a successful business. And so, you know, changing your colors every 5 minutes is wasted energy. It's leaky stuff. Okay, there was a period of time where I would put an offer out and if people didn't pick up on the offer within like 48 hours, I'd go, oh my God, it must be my branding. Oh my God, it must be my messaging. Oh my God, it must be like, it was me. It was me. Yeah, I wasn't able to accept those clients because I was so focused on the wrong things. I was more focused on my branding than I was building relationships and building business. Yeah, now I don't reach out to people. I don't. Sometimes there's like an offer or something like that that might come into my world. Like I've got the frequency reset next week. And there's sometimes somebody that I'll go like, oh, who is this for? And somebody would pop into my brain. So I would reach out to them, but I've already built relationship with them. I'm not just randomly messaging random people. I've already built a relationship with this person, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this frequency reset thing just popped into my awareness. I reckon you need to get in there. It's going to be friggin' gold. Yeah. And I think it's what you need. That's an invitation. I don't sell them. I invite them into that offer. Whether they accept it or not, that's their free will. I don't get upset about that anymore. I used to go, oh, maybe it was my branding. Maybe if I use purple instead of blue. The color is not the issue. It's not the color. It's the frequency behind the branding. Yeah. And if the frequency behind the branding is, oh my God, I've got to get this on point or nobody's going to purchase from me, then that's what you're putting out there. Yeah. So don't worry about the branding. Don't worry about the positioning and the marketing and stuff like that. Yes, that stuff is important, but as you put things out there and go, oh, that didn't quite work. All right, no worries. What next? And ChatGPT can help you a lot with your positioning and your messaging and all that kind of stuff anyway. So don't worry so much about it. Let ChatGPT worry about it. And then what you do is you put all the stuff into ChatGPT. This is how I do it. All my craziness, my ideas, I go, okay, I know it needs to be an activation of some kind. I want it to be based around frequency. We're going to be clearing off all the stuff. Then we're going to fill it up with love and light. And I use light language and then this whole thing and whatever. Put that into a copy page, make it make sense for people. I want it to be like magnetic and all the things, right? So by you telling ChatGPT, this is what you need your copy to be. I need it to be magnetic. I need it to be, have people reaching out to me, all the stuff. That's you setting intentions for it as well. It's not just you telling ChatGPT what you want the copy to come back as. You're actually setting intentions as you write it down. Yeah. So let ChatGPT worry about that. Like ChatGPT will write my copy and write my sales pages and all that kind of stuff. I will then go through it with my intuition and go, oh, that doesn't feel right there. I'm going to move that down there. I'm going to reword that. That's not making a lot of sense. That's not the point at all. ChatGPT, you're way off in that spot. But you can see, like, I then take ChatGPT's word and then manipulate it to make it sound like me. But in saying that, I've also trained ChatGPT to make it sound like, for ChatGPT to sound like me as well. I'm like, so one way that you can do that is editing what ChatGPT gave you and then putting that into ChatGPT and go, these are the changes I made to make it sound more like me. Next time you write content, can you put that flavor of voice into my content or whatever, right? So please stop worrying about your messaging, stop worrying about your marketing, stop worrying about your niche, stop worrying about, you know who your niche is. You don't need to tell ChatGPT what your niche is. Like spiritual entrepreneurs, female businesswomen who are looking to up level and make more money, or people that are in relationships that are craving a better intimacy with their partner. Like whatever your niche is, right? This is who I'm attracting. Yeah. You can even ask ChatGPT to say, can you please ask me a series of 5 to 10 questions that is going to help me really nail down my niche so that we can talk to these people in my content. Very helpful with that kind of stuff. So, but then use your intuition to check over it and make sure that it's right for you and your clients. Yeah. So that is my take on positioning, branding, marketing, all that kind of stuff. If you are really good at it and it makes you happy just to sit there on Canva maybe, or Photoshop or Illustrator, you're sitting in front of the telly at night, you're either scrolling on your phone or you're fidgeting with your branding and stuff like that. If it makes you happy to do that, then of course go and do that. But if you're worried about it, if it doesn't feel right, if you're constantly going, it needs to be better, it needs to be better, no one's going to purchase from me until this is really perfect, that's when it's really, really leaky energy. And you need to either, there's three things that you can do, right? You either delegate it, pay somebody to do it. If you can't do that, then obviously don't. Learn how to do it yourself, or just use the friggin' templates that Canva give you. Canva give you templates. All you need to do is just manipulate it, change the colors if you want to, put your photo in there instead of the stock photo in there. You know, it comes up with different fonts that go with different fonts and colors that go with colors. It's done most of the work for you. You don't need to really worry about it too much. You can even go into ChatGPT, or you can just Google colors that go with olive green. Like, what are some extension colors, or like, I don't know, colors that go with this, you know? The work is not hard, yeah? If it feels hard, then it's going to muck up with your energy, and your clients, your future clients, can feel it. It's just as simple as that. All right, my loves, I'm going to leave you with that. If you want any question, if you want any information about frequency reset, it is going to be on the 13th of August 2025. So if you watch or listen to this after that date, then you can purchase the replay of it probably until the end of August, and then I'm just going to like not do that. So if you're binge watching this after, say, the 23rd of August 2025, then, you know, I've got some new stuff that you'll probably be interested in. But if you're watching it before then reach out if you want information about the frequency reset, or if you're just interested in making money using your intuition in your business, then reach out to me. All right, lots of love to you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.